This boy always wanted to explore the world but didn't have a suitable vehicle. One day, a mysterious man gave him a flying carpet, but in exchange, the boy had to fulfill a great mission. Hoja is a young boy who belongs to a small town, Pjort, which lies in the middle of an endless desert. Hoja's best friend is a goat named Raya. They always hang out with each other, and Hoja shares everything with his goat. He often tells her about the sweet dreams he sees every day. In these dreams, he often finds himself in a beautiful town full of kind people. Hoja wishes to travel such a city for real. He points at the giant mountains and tells Raya that there's another world behind the mountains, and it is bigger than they can ever imagine. It would be great if Hoja could go on an adventure behind the mountains with his goat. It would be the first time for everyone to see a duo of a man and goat. Raya just smiles back and reminds Hoja of the time. They should go back home right now. His mother is waiting for them so she can milk Raya. As Hoja enters the house, he accidentally interrupts his father, who's sewing a dress. He scolds Hoja for being so careless and often getting home late. Moreover, his dad wants him to stay more at home so he can start learning to sew and take over his family job. Hoja doesn't show much interest and proceeds to eat dinner. He brings Raya to the dining table as well, and she causes a mess. His dad gets really angry and says that a goat should be kept in the fields. Hoja gets offended because he believes that Raya is not just a goat but like his sister. His parents don't have to worry anymore because Hoja and Raya are planning to go on world adventures. His dad immediately refuses to give permission and orders his son to focus on sewing and become a tailor like him. Hoja starts arguing, but his dad is not holding back either. Eventually, Hoja decides to make an excuse and says that he can't learn sewing because he has to take care of Raya. As she's a mischievous goat, no one else will be willing to take care of her. Saying this, Hoja goes to his room while his parents start wondering whom they should ask for help. Later that day, the dad goes to return his neighbor's Alfaza's clothes. Alfaza asks about the payment for sewing, but Hoja's dad says it's free. He is even willing to sew all of Alfaza's clothes for free if he agrees to take care of the goat. Alfaza agrees because he thinks that Hoja is going on an adventure and can't take the goat. But his father reveals the truth, which makes Alfaza upset. The next morning, the dad personally wakes up Hoja and calls it a big day as Hoja is going to be a tailor's apprentice. Hoja gets really angry to hear that and asks his dad why he's not understanding his goals. He wants to go on adventures and see the whole world. Saying this, he sprints out of the house and sits down sadly in a corner. Alfaza notices him and asks what happened. Hoja wants to travel the world but doesn't know how. He can't just walk to the end of the world or grow wings to fly. Hearing this, Alfaza offers to help. He has something that can solve Hoja's problems. He takes the boy to his carpet shop and looks around to find something. Hoja suddenly notices a carpet moving by itself and screams. Alfaza doesn't get scared at all and grabs the carpet. It's not a normal carpet but a flying one. He is willing to lend this carpet to Hoja, but in exchange, Hoja has to fulfill a dangerous task. Now it's time for Hoja to decide. The boy doesn't even hesitate and immediately agrees to the deal. Alfaza wants Hoja to fly to the city of Peto and try finding Diamond. Peto is the Sultan city, a wonderful place. The palace has domes covered in gold. Unfortunately, Alfaza had to escape that city and couldn't bring his granddaughter Diamond. The Sultan was after him because he wanted to steal his flying carpet. He was obsessed with being able to fly. He tried to feed Alfaza to the crocodiles, so Alfaza hid himself in Pjort City. He tried to retrieve Diamond many times but failed, and now he is too old to travel. But Hoja is young and healthy to carry out this mission, but it might be dangerous, so he has to take good care of himself. Hoja is ready to do it, and asks Alfaza how to control the carpet. Alfaza only says that Hoja has to do everything backwards to control the carpet. Hoja takes the carpet home to figure out himself. He tells his parents that he is going to Peto, but they get shocked because that city is like 1,000 miles away. When Hoja says he's going to fly, his dad starts making fun of him as it's not possible. He laughs even more when Hoja shows the magic carpet. The dad says that if Hoja can actually make the carpet fly, he can fly anywhere he wants, and if he doesn't, he has to become a tailor. Hoja agrees to the deal and starts trying to fly the carpet. Hoja shouts "fly carpet" while sitting backward, but that doesn't work. He can't understand what Alfaza meant by backwards. However, Raya seems to have figured it out, but can't speak. She keeps using sign language to tell Hoja, and he finally understands. He has to speak backwards. As he says, "fly carpet" in backwards, the carpet starts flying. Now his parents have to fulfill their promise and let him go on adventures. Alfaza advises him to trust the carpet and try his best to find Diamond. The carpet flies towards the clouds, which scares Hoja, but he keeps his faith. The carpet is really skilled and doesn't let Hoja and Raya fall. After a while, they get hungry, so the carpet passes through the forest so they can pick some fruits. Just in a day, they reach the marvelous city of Peto. It looks exactly like what Hoja saw in his dream. There's only one difference. The people here aren't friendly at all. Everyone seems in a rush to serve the Sultan. If the cruel Sultan doesn't get what he wants, he feeds innocent people to the crocodiles. Just a few minutes after entering the city, Hoja gets falsely accused of theft. The merchant calls the guards to catch the boy and also tries to snatch his carpet. Luckily, he gets saved by a mysterious girl named Emerald. She advises Hoja to stay away from Sultan's property if he doesn't want to die. Emerald didn't help Hoja for free and asked him to pay back. Hoja doesn't have anything besides his carpet and he can't give it away. Suddenly, the royal guards reach them, so Emerald takes Hoja to a small shelter where she lives with a few other children. Their caretaker is a selfish man called the Rat. He forces the children to steal food and money for him. Hoja hides behind the curtain while the other kids stand in line to show the Rat what they brought. Emerald hasn't brought anything today, so the Rat steps forward to hit her. Hoja gets in the way and says that they can have Raya's milk for tonight. Hoja gets ready to leave because he has paid back Emerald's favor, but Emerald stops him to ask, has he ever experienced hunger? This city might look like full of food, but the fat Sultan eats everything. He doesn't like sharing and always wants more and more. Hoja feels sorry for the poor kids, but he has to complete his mission first. He gets on his carpet and flies away to find a place to sleep. Little does he know, the Rat has seen him doing that. The next morning when Hoja wakes up, his carpet is already gone. He assumes that Emerald took it because he only told her about the magic of the carpet, but actually it is stolen by the Rat. He immediately goes to the palace and asks the guards to let him in. He has brought the biggest dream of the Sultan, the flying carpet. A few years ago, the Sultan had announced that whoever brings him the flying carpet, he will become the general of the entire army. The Rat excitedly enters the palace to meet Sultan while Hoja is wandering in the streets. He blames himself for being careless and losing Al-Faza's precious carpet. He also failed to find Diamond. Hoja starts looking for Emerald, but the city is just so big. Luckily, he runs into her on the streets and pulls her to a corner. Hoja asks about the carpet, but Emerald doesn't seem to have it. She's not a thief. She just takes things from people who have too much. Hoja apologizes to her and tells her that his carpet has been stolen. He wants Emerald to help, which makes her happy because no one ever asked her that before. Hoja also tells her about Diamond, but she asks him to find the carpet first. Emerald is 100% sure that the Rat stole the carpet. He is one greedy man. The Rat meets the Sultan and starts admiring his greatness. The Sultan is surely great, but only in size. He eats so much that he can't even move anymore. He has numerous beautiful wives who bring food for him every hour. After eating some of his favorite dishes, the Sultan finally agrees to listen to the Rat. After knowing about the carpet, the Sultan wants to try it, but he will finish his 10-course breakfast first. Meanwhile, Hoja and Emerald are still wandering the streets to find the carpet. They meet a kind woman named Gemstone who delivers fruits to the palace. She heard from the royal guards that the Sultan had finally gotten the magic carpet from the Rat. Emerald tells Gemstone that the carpet actually belongs to Hoja. Hearing this, Gemstone asks him to hurry as the Sultan is going to ride the carpet this afternoon. Unfortunately, it's not impossible to get inside the palace as the guards are really strict. Emerald asks Hoja to give up as we don't always get everything we desire. Hoja gets really upset to hear that and Gemstone feels sorry for him. She agrees to help them, but this is going to be risky. Hoja is ready to do anything to get back his flying carpet, and this impresses Emerald. She always thought that Hoja is a coward, but he turns out to be a brave guy. Gemstone is going to deliver some fruits to the palace today, and Hoja and Emerald can hide in the sacks. The royal guards are really fond of Gemstone because of her unmatchable beauty. They proceed to investigate the sacks, but Gemstone keeps distracting them with her beauty. Luckily, they don't notice the kids and let them get in the palace. They jump out of the fruit sacks and start looking for the carpet. Both of them get mesmerized by the wondrous beauty of the palace, but Hoja still believes that his hometown is far better than this. At least, he has a happy family and enough food to eat there. Hearing this, Emerald gets sad because she has lost her parents and only has a grandfather, but doesn't know where he is. Hoja offers her to stay with his family, and they will also try to find his grandfather once they get back the flying carpet. The Sultan has already finished his second lunch and calls the Rat so he can ride the flying carpet. The Sultan asks his servants to carry him to the carpet and tells the Rat to operate it. The Rat says the magic words he heard from Hoja, but they don't work because he doesn't say them politely enough. The Sultan gets really angry and threatens to punish the Rat. The carpet is also angry and throws away the Sultan. Seeing this, The Sultan orders to feed the carpet to the crocodiles as well. The rat requests some more time and promises to make the carpet behave itself. The rat takes the carpet to another room and ties it up. Hoja and Emerald see him and follow him to the secret room. There, he starts beating the carpet and forces it to follow his orders. Afterward, the rat starts dreaming about how he is going to be the general of the entire army. While he is distracted, Emerald uses her hairpin to open the lock, and Hoja takes away the carpet. He starts running away but gets caught by the wives of the Sultan. They find him really cute and want to adopt him as they don't have any children. The Sultan hears the noise and calls over all of them. The wives show their desire to keep Hoja, but the rat calls him a thief who tried to steal the flying carpet. This makes the Sultan really angry, and he orders his guards to feed the boy to the crocodiles. The rat interrupts him and requests to keep Hoja in the dungeon for a while, so he can be used to make the carpet work. The Sultan agrees, so Hoja is brought to the jailer named Grim. He is shocked to see a prisoner, because the Sultan usually kills all the offenders right away. Hoja is thrown in a filthy cell full of rats and spiders. He starts regretting his life decisions and believes that he will never be able to meet his parents again. Moreover, he couldn't find Al-Faza's granddaughter and also didn't help Emerald in finding a family. But Hoja can't just sit down and wait for his death. He notices that the prison is quite old and may have some loose bricks. He eventually finds one, but the passage only leads him to the other cell. The jailer gets really shocked to see the boy in the other cell. Hoja uses this chance to trick the jailer into believing that there are two identical boys in the cells. Hoja tells the jailer that the other boy is just a homeless kid who disguised himself as Hoja, so he can get free food in the prison. The jailer falls for his trick and opens the other cell to kick out the homeless kid. Hoja uses this chance to escape and rushes towards the stairs. When he hears the rat arriving, he hides in a corner. Then he stretches his leg to make the rat fall down the stairs, while Hoja runs away with the flying carpet. He meets Emerald on the way, and they both ride the carpet together. The guards have closed all the doors, so the kids keep flying around to find an exit. They get in the hall where the Sultan's wives rest. The rat follows them too, but the wives start beating him because no man is allowed in this area. While the rat is getting beaten, Hoja flies towards the other gates to find an escape, but they all are closed. They end up in the pigeon room, but the rat finds them again. Emerald throws down a tower of pigeon cages on the guards while she escapes with Hoja. They end up in the Sultan's room and he orders his guards to catch them immediately. Hoja explains that the carpet belongs to him and no one should take it away, but the Sultan is habitual of taking others' things. He orders to throw Hoja in the dungeon again and feed Emerald to the crocodiles. Hearing this, Hoja agrees to teach the Sultan how the carpet works. But in return, the Sultan has to let go Emerald. It seems like a fair deal, so the Sultan accepts the offer. Hoja prefers to make the carpet fly in an open area, so everyone moves to the backyard where the crocodiles are kept. After sitting on the carpet, the Sultan asks the rat to join him as a co-pilot. Hoja orders the carpet to fly and it rises up from the ground with the Sultan and the rat. As Hoja is talking backwards, no one else understands him, but the carpet knows that Hoja wants to throw the Sultan and the rat in the crocodile's pond. It does as said, and the two evil men finally get a taste of their own medicine. They jump out of the pond, but the crocodiles also get out and follow the Sultan and the rat all around the town. The Sultan gets humiliated in front of the public and no one is going to respect him ever again. Hoja tells the guards to quit the slavery and do whatever they want as there's no more Sultan. The guards get really happy to hear that as they can finally pursue their dreams. Hoja advises them to be kind and learn to share so everyone can have enough food to eat. Afterward, he starts looking for Diamond, but Emerald stops him because she has a big secret to reveal. She is Diamond, Al-Faza's granddaughter. Hoja gets really happy to hear that, and they finally fly back home along with Raya. Al-Faza is really happy to see his granddaughter and thanks Hoja for the great help. His parents are proud of him too, and they have become a big warm family, and of course, Raya is part of it too.